Working at Cancun International Airport always seemed exciting to me. Every day, I saw thousands of faces, hear dozens of languages, and though the shifts were long, the constant bustle made time fly. But everything changed that one early morning when I encountered something I never expected. It was a night shift, a shift I didn't want to take, but a coworker asked me to cover for him as he was about to become a father. The terminal was nearly empty, which was unusual since there is always some activity. If you've been here, you know what I mean. That night, the terminal was dimly lit by the cold fluorescent lights hanging from the ceiling. The only sounds were the hum of vending machines and the echo of my footsteps during my routine patrol. At that hour, the airport felt like a completely different place. Vast, desolate, and strange. As I walked through Terminal 2, something caught my eye. In the distance, near the large windows overlooking the runway, I saw a little girl sitting on one of the benches. She was alone. What is a child doing here at this hour? I thought, quickening my pace. As I approached, the light above her flickered. A strange coincidence, I told myself. When I got closer, I could see her more clearly. She looked about 8 or 9 years old, wearing a simple white dress that seemed a little old fashioned. Her black hair fell over her shoulders, and her bare feet swam back and forth, dangling from the bench. She was staring internally at the runway as if waiting for something or someone. She didn't even flinch as I got closer. Hi there, little one, I said, trying not to startle her. Are you lost? She slowly turned her head toward me. Her face was pale, but what unsettled me the most was her smile. It wasn't a happy smile, it was something else, something unnatural. I am waiting for my mom, she replied in a soft voice, almost a whisper. Something in her tone sent chills down my spine. I looked around, hoping to spot an adult, but the terminal was still completely empty. Where is your mom? I asked, raising my voice slightly, in case someone nearby might hear. She promised she'd come back for me. She said, her small feet still swinging playful. I felt a sudden coldness in the air, much colder than the usual air conditioning. I reached for my radio to report the incident, but all I got was static. A few moments later, I said into the radio, "This is Richard. I found a little girl here alone, waiting for her mother. Do we have any report about this?" There was a minute of silence before John responded. Richard, what are you talking about? I am watching you on the monitor right now. What do you mean, John? I asked confused. I turned back to the girl and said, don't worry, I will wait here with you until your mom arrives. I gently placed my hand on her head, but it felt icy cold, colder than I expected. Then John's voice came through the radio again. Richard, there is no one there. What's going on? When I looked back at the girl, she was gone. She had vanished. Only the flickering light remained. I looked around, concerned. There was no way she could have run off without me noticing. A shiver ran down my spine, and I felt as though someone was watching me. That when I heard it, I laughed. It was a child's laugh, but it didn't come from any specific direction. It echoed through the terminal as if the walls themselves were mocking me. I left as quickly as I could, my heart pounding in my chest. I was sweating and felt like I might faint. When I returned to our station, John looked at me and said, what's wrong, Richard? Why were you talking to yourself? And why do you look so pale? Are you something? No, no, not at all. I stammered. But the girl? What girl? John asked, irritated. The girl I report to you. She disappeared. I don't think she was real, John said dismissively. After that, we reviewed the security footage. There I was, walking down the same corridor, but I was alone, completely alone. I could believe it. It looked like I was talking to thin air. The next day, I told one of my senior coworkers about what I had happened. Instead of laughing at me, she looked at me with a mix of fear and resignation. You saw the girl, didn't you? He asked quietly. I nodded, still trembling. She shows up sometimes late at night. They say she died here years ago in a tragic accident more than 30 years ago, but her spirit never left. Somehow, she's still waiting for her mom or someone to keep her company. Since that night, I avoid Terminal 2 during my night shifts, but sometimes when I pass nearby, I think I hear fade louder in the distance. I haven't seen her again through. No matter how many flights arrive or depart, I know there is one passenger who will never board her plane. Is this just a urban legend, or is there truly something more to Cancun Airport? Next time you take a late night flight, pay attention to the empty corridors and the sound of distant laughter. Perhaps you will be the one to see the ghost gear. What do you think of this story? Would you dare to walk alone through the airport late at night? Share your thoughts in the comments, and Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying tales. See you in next video.